How to manage real estate successfully. So welcome back. Now in today's episode, I'm going to discuss how to manage real estate successfully. That's not such an easy process, but from the outside looking in, it looks like it's really easy. For example, most people think a landlord is someone that just collects the rent and goes to the bank. They don't see anything happen other than that except a property being paid for by the person that's renting it. So the truth of the matter is that there's a lot of research that really needs to be done if you're going to be successful as a manager of real estate. So if you're watching television or you're watching the internet, on the internet you're going to hear the gurus and they're going to talk about how much money you can make in real estate and how easy it is. You probably see the same thing on late night television. And you're probably going to hear the same thing from your family. Maybe you have Uncle Charlie, he's going to talk about, well, look, you're going to make your money, you got to make it in real estate. Or maybe even your grandfather said, look, I bought this property 25 or 30 years ago and look how much it's worth. So real estate always looks easy, but if you're going to get into rental real estate, you're going to find out that's not going to be so easy. So we're talking today about how to manage real estate successfully. Well, it means you're going to have to do a little bit of research and figure out where you are today and what's your outcome that you want and how you're going to plan to get there. Real estate is a challenge when it comes to management. Okay, so you're going to see the positive side when you talk to your family. Why? Because they've owned the real estate for maybe 5 or 10 years. Maybe they bought it for $100,000. Now it's worth $200,000. Well, when you're looking at it, looking back, it's very easy. When you're looking forward, you've got management challenges on your hand. Now, you like the part where you bought it for $100,000. 10 years later, it's worth $200,000 or $250,000. Everybody likes that. All right, but getting there is another whole challenge to get there. So if you think about real estate, in most cases, it's going up because of inflation. It keeps up with inflation. So how did they get to that 200,000 number with real estate? Well, if cars went up in value, a Mustang used to cost 30 years ago about $30,000. Now it costs $60,000 or $70,000. Well, most of that's inflation. Still get the same four wheels, same kind of engine, same kind of steering, same kind of mileage and whatever. Well, real estate's the same way, except inflation really helps real estate. It just keeps pushing it up and up and up. All right, but it does require some management. And a lot of people don't manage the real estate, so they get themselves in an awful lot of trouble. By that I mean, if you're going to have tenants, you better qualify the tenants and make sure they're going to be able to pay for it. All right, is management important? I'm going to tell you, how to manage real estate successfully is very important. Most people don't know how to do that. So if you don't know how to do that, don't try to do that. Either go back to school and learn how to do it, or what you could do is you could hire someone on the outside to do it for you. So there's plenty of successful management companies. You could do that, and you could be managing real estate successfully. The point is, it's important that you take care of that asset if your long-term plan is to hold on to it. Now, I have the opposite plan. I want to buy it, and then I want to quickly resell it. Why do I want to do that? Because I think there's more money to be made in the buying and selling of real estate than owning and managing real estate. All right, so people that own and manage real estate are going to have a different argument. They're going to say they want to hold on to the same thing, no buying and selling commissions, but they're still going to have to manage it. So the economics are going to be something you're going to have to decide about, but I can tell you right now, traditional real estate is something I've been watching for well over 30 years. Now, in that 30 years, I've found different ways to make money. One of the ways I make money is I like traditional real estate, except I like tax defaulted traditional real estate. Why? Because that tax defaulted property comes back on the market. Most people don't know it. And it comes back on the market from the county. And the county's willing to do what with it? They're willing to get rid of it. They want to get rid of it for 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents on the dollar. All right, will I have to manage that? Yes, until I can get it sold. So the real estate market is volatile. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. It's going to go up and it's going to go down. Now, you have no problem with that when you hear about the stock market, because you hear it on the radio, the television, it went up, up, up for so long, and then it comes down, and then it goes up, and it goes down. You hear that all the time. Real estate is a much different cycle. It goes up, and then it comes down, but when it comes down, it might take 5 or 7 or even 10 years before it stops coming down, and then it starts rising again. Well, if you're on that cycle, on the back side of that coming down, 5, 7, or 10 years of coming down, you might not be able to make any money for a long time holding real estate. So what I do is I don't want the traditional real estate that I have to wait for that whole cycle. I want to have real estate that I can do something with today. So what can I do with it today? Well, if I can buy it wholesale or somewhere close to wholesale and then sell it for a profit, that's what I want to do. So how do I go about doing that? Well, I don't want to be in that cycle where it's dropping down, so I want to buy it at wholesale. And where am I going to do that? Well, over 3,000 counties across the United States sell tax defaulted real estate. Nothing more than traditional real estate, which is houses, vacant buildable lots, it's small apartments, small farms, things like that. That's traditional real estate. Thousands of people are employed in that business, and that business has been around for decades. However, it goes up very slowly, and it comes down very slowly. So it's a long cycle. All right, so if you're buying it, you're going to hold for a long time, like maybe your parents did or your uncle did. Yes, you will make money long term, so I'm not negative on that. But if you want to make money day to day, which you can do if you buy and you resell, I like the business of buying a tax defaulted property. So what am I doing? I'm managing the real estate successfully by doing what? By buying it at the right price and selling it at the right price. All right, now the average person hears about the market going up and down. They don't even care about that. But if they get in real estate and it goes up and then it has that long cycle coming down, they're going to badmouth real estate for a long time. And if it goes down enough, they could actually lose the property because the property could go to a lesser value than the mortgage. All right, so that happened in 1986. Markets dropped 50, 60, 70%, depending upon where you were. Happened again in 2008, where it dropped almost 90% in places like Las Vegas and in Phoenix, Arizona. Have those markets recovered as we talk today? Yes, but as it went down, thousands and thousands of people just lost property. All right, so what am I talking about? I'm talking about how to manage real estate successfully. I want to buy it low, and I want to sell it relatively quickly at a low price. I don't want to wait for the market to improve. If it's deteriorating, I don't want to wait. I want to buy it so I've got a chance to be able to sell it right away, even though the market's deteriorating. Now, that market's going to go up and down. I'm not going to be able to stop it. I can't control the market. The market's going to do whatever it wants to do. So if you're going to buy real estate, you want to buy real estate that you can know that you bought it right so that you can sell it at a profit. Because if you're on the downside of the market, remember the cycle's just going to go up and then down. It's going to go up and it's going down. I don't know how long that's going to take, but I've lived through 3 of those cycles now, and I've watched some of them where it continued down for more than 10 years. All right, so if you understand the phenomena that's taking place, that's good. If you want to buy real estate and hold it for 20 or 30 years, that's also good. If you're going to hold that real estate for 5, 10, 20 years, you better learn how to manage that real estate successfully. That means manage the tenant, manage the property itself. If you don't know how to do that, then hire professionals from outside to do it for you. I don't want to do that. I want to buy low, and I want to get traditional real estate, except I want to buy it that's tax defaulted real estate. And where am I going to get that? Well, in over 3,000 counties all across the United States, they're going to sell tax defaulted real estate. About 2% of all property in the United States will go into some kind of tax default this year, and that happens every single year. So the economics of that are that the property went to default, the county does not want the property. So what are they going to do with it? Well, if someone didn't pay the tax, they're selling it for the back taxes or something close to that. So they're probably giving a discount of 60, 70, maybe 80%. So now you can buy those properties for very close to the back taxes. You might be buying a property, a used and abused property now, for 10, 20, 30 cents on the dollar, and it won't have a mortgage. So you have no mortgage here. You're going to pay cash. You have no mortgage to pay. So if the market isn't, if you couldn't sell it, you're holding a property with no mortgage. That's going to make a lot of difference. All right, now, are these brand new properties, nice brand new ones? No way. They're not freshly painted or cleaned, none of that. They're used and abused. Some of them are actually junkers. You don't want to buy the junkers. And other ones, they're ready to move into. They just need to be cleaned up and then put back in the marketplace. All right, there's all different levels of management there that I just talked about. Okay, if it's used and abused, am I going to fix it or am I going to sell it that way? Okay, if it's junker, I'm not going to buy it. If it's a property that just needs a cleanup, I'm probably going to clean it up and resell it back into the market. After all, if I bought it for 10, 20, or 30 cents, could I sell it for 70 cents? Okay, there's a margin there. Bought it at 30 and I sold it at 70. All right, I've got a margin of profit there, and I've left some for the next guy coming along. So the point is, management of real estate successfully takes in a lot of things, and you have to think about that, especially if you're a long-term holder of real estate you want to take it in. All right, now my name is Ted Thomas, and right below me, if you'd like to see an auction list, well, you can get a free auction list right below me. But here's the big mistakes people make. There's two big mistakes. Mistake number one is they buy property that they don't have an exit strategy for. Now, if you don't have an exit strategy, don't buy the property, because you need to know what you're going to sell it for before you buy it. You don't want to buy it and then hope you're going to be able to sell it. So you want to have an exit strategy. Number two, they don't go and look at the property. They're just going to buy from some auction list. They figure every auction is going to be great. Well, they're not. What if the property burned down? What if there was a flood? What if there was a windstorm? What if it was next to a chicken farm or a hog farm or something like that? What would you do? Well, you get there and find that out. So you don't want to buy any property without boots on the ground. That's probably number one. And definitely number two is don't buy a property unless you have an exit strategy. I'll see you on the next video.